The games are done this week, and the trail is still murky after week 1, but this time I only got 10 teams to rank because 15 is just way too much for one man to script, find B-roll, and edit for in one day. So who's fallen off the wagon trail and who moves on the road to Santa Clara? Find out here on Hill Time Sports. Let's go. At number 10, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers showed that they're not just another 9-8, 10-7 team in the wild card. Or maybe they have and we just haven't seen it yet. Rodgers threw 4 touchdowns. The defense was a little erratic, allowing 32 points, but Boswell showed that he was a serial killer? Yes, Mike Tomlin called him a serial killer after he hit a 60-yarder to win the game. But it was Jalen Ramsey's hit on Wilson that knocked the ball loose to seal the game for the Steelers. Next week, they play Seattle, a team that struggled. How are they going to do in week 2? Will they move up? Will they move down? Only time will tell. But moving on to number 9, the Los Angeles Rams. And I know they were a little bit higher last week, but that offensive line looked pretty bad on Sunday. The defense played really well, getting an interception, sacking the quarterback 3 times, and Puka Nacua had a big game despite bleeding his own blood. And you know what they say about people from LA, they're built different. And I believe them. Matthew Stafford also became the 10th quarterback to throw for 60,000 yards, which congratulations to him. But next week, they got to show a little bit more because they play the Tennessee Titans, who have no receiver with working hands. At least that's what Calvin Ridley showed me last week. Number 8, it's a big shocker, the Kansas City Chiefs. And yes, I am dropping them because they basically have 1.5 receivers if you include Hollywood Brown and Juju Smith-Schuster. Oh yeah, you got Travis Kelce, who got slapped in the face like he owed someone money. But like I said in my little rankings last week, I don't trust the offensive line. The offensive line held up kind of well. Mahomes had to make a few miraculous throws, but he was harassed all night by that Chargers defense. Yes, they were number 1 in scoring defense last year, but you got to do better if you're the Kansas City Chiefs. Of course, the defense on Kansas City is still really good. They play the Philadelphia Eagles. They got to get that run game going, or it's going to be very hard to climb all the way back from where they were. But at number 7, we have the Baltimore Ravens. Even though they lost for 3.5 quarters, they looked like the best team in football. They put up 40 points. They were up 15. Derrick Henry had 150-plus yards. Lamar Jackson was looking good. Even DeAndre Hopkins got involved. The defense looked solid, and then it all collapsed. They allowed a touchdown. I mean, it was a tip ball from Dalton Kincaid, and then the fumble from Derrick Henry that set up the second touchdown. And then they went 3-and-out. And Matt Prater, a 41-year-old kicker who was coaching his son's football team, kicked the game-winning field goal, and the Ravens ended up losing. Now, I still think they are contenders for the Super Bowl, but can they put it together for 4 quarters at a time? Because if you're good for 3 quarters and bad the last quarter, you're not winning anything in January. But they have a chance to bounce back. They have to play the Browns, another division rival with a good defense and no offense to speak of. We'll see how that game goes. It's going to be pretty exciting. Next up, the Washington Commanders at number 6 bullied the Giants so hard that we may see Jackson Dart sooner rather than later. Jaden Daniels threw a touchdown. The defense looks improved. And yes, I know it's the Giants, but Washington looks like a tough matchup for any team in the NFC. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, had to look to make sure I pronounced it right, will be the new bell cow. At least that's what I'm thinking. Overall, I think this team is going to compete in the NFC despite my initial hesitation. They play the Packers on Thursday night. It's going to be a true test for them. Who's going to come out on top? And move up in the rankings. We shall see. But at number 5, yes, we are hitting the top 5 and we are making some headway. But if you like this video and football analysis, hey, give me a like and subscribe. I need 11 more subscribers to hit the 100 subscriber mark. And, working a part-time job, doing this, dealing with mental health issues, it's a hard thing to do. Give a brother some love. Thank you, all who have subscribed and who have gone on this journey with me, hoping to do it longer. But number 5, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And yes, they are a little bit high, but I'm also a Baker Mayfield fan. 3 wide receivers are going to ball out this season. Emeka Egbuka, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. Egbuka already showed that he is the most NFL ready with 2 touchdowns, and maybe they didn't play their best. Honestly, once that running game does start to click with Bucky Irvin and company, I'm sure they will be even more dangerous. The defensive backfield made some big plays, and that was a problem for them last season. And they also exercised their demons against the Atlanta Falcons, beating them 23-20 with the help of a missed field goal from Young-Ho Koo. But this week, they play the Texans, who I don't trust at all. So if they win, they'll stay or slightly move up. I think they'll stay if they win. If they lose, they're going to drop a little bit. But the Los Angeles Chargers come in at number 4. And did you see that game in Sao Paulo? This defense is one of the best in the NFL. And Justin Herbert, despite what my brother says, he said he was mid, is an MVP candidate, has MVP potential. No one wants to give this guy credit, but he balled out. Quentin Johnson finally showed that, well, I have hands. Throw me the ball. 2 touchdowns for him, 1 for Keenan Allen. Omarion Hampton ran the ball pretty well despite limited carries, and that defense harassed Mahomes all night. The Chargers play the Raiders in week 2. That's going to be fun because it's going to be on Monday night, and I'll be watching the game live. If they come away with the win, look out, AFC West. We have a new sheriff in town. And I was blatantly wrong about the number 3 team. The Green Bay Packers outmanned and harassed the Detroit Lions like they were a bunch of house cats. And Micah Parsons caused pressure that led to an interception. I mean, what more can you want? This is a brand new defense who has confidence, and it only took 1 player. And I was wrong about this whole thing. I said, oh, he doesn't move the needle. But he definitely does move the needle. Jordan Love played efficient, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and Josh Jacobs had 66 yards. I really think if the Eagles aren't careful, they can be snuck up on by this team. I'm hoping not. I hope the Eagles hold. But the Green Bay Packers are solid. They play against the Commies week 2 on Thursday night. Gonna be a fun game, a big test for both teams. But at number 2, this team was about to drop really far in my rankings. But because of their resiliency, they jumped up to number 2. The Buffalo Bills, who made it seem like it was 1992, and the Baltimore Ravens were the Houston Oilers, winning a game while the fans walked out of Orchard Park. And you know better, Buffalo Bills fans, to get too low on your team, especially when you got Josh Allen in the quarterback position, who played like an MVP that night. Now, the defense did not perform as well as one would like, giving up 40 points, obviously. But Keon Coleman might be the number 1 receiver for Buffalo. And you know what? Josh Allen does need a number 1 pass catcher. Other than that, James Cook, got to pick it up because they're going to need you a lot. I'm not saying get 16 touchdowns, but maybe 10 and maybe 1,300 yards would help a lot. This week, they play the Jets, who took the Steelers to the brink, and this might be a trap game if Buffalo is not careful. The defense has got to tighten up. Offense has got to play a little bit better early on, but I think they'll be fine. And finally, you got the reigning, defending Super Bowl champions of the world, the Philadelphia Eagles, who won a game despite being penalized out of the building. Literally, Jalen Carter spat on Dak Prescott. It's old news now, but we got to mention it. Suspended 6 seconds into the game. Adoree Jackson is a liability, and they need to get him off the roster as quick as possible. But besides that, Jalen Hurts was awesome, rushing for 2 touchdowns, putting the team on his back. And when it mattered most, well, we got some help from CeeDee Lamb, who is a double agent and wearing an Eagles shirt underneath that Dallas Cowboys star. Thanks, CD. A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, I hope they get more targets, because as a fantasy owner, you like to see that. And as an Eagles fan, I don't want to see another close game for the rest of the season. Can we please blow some teams out? It's going to be tough because the Eagles play the Chiefs this weekend. But if they can win this game, I will be less stressed about other games until they start dropping games. But this is my list. Top 10. Am I completely wrong? Am I right? What do you think? Am I an idiot? Oh, I already know I am, but let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe. 11 to 100. I'll see you in the next video. Adios. Farewell. Goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen. Whatever you want to say. See ya.